So we're talking about how to analyze how political culture influences the formation, goals, and implementation of public policy. In a previous video, we talked about what political culture is and a little bit about what it's not. So if we look at individualism, so we think about rugged individualism, and we think about that pioneering spirit, but at the same time, we have to think about how that shows up in public policy. So think about individualism. Do we support welfare or do we support welfare reform? Do we say, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps because, Horatio Alger and all that kind of stuff, that's what we believe in. We believe in individualism, meaning everybody's in this for themselves and everybody has to sort of figure it out for themselves. At the same time, there's a tension between that and other things that people are suggesting, like free community college, because we think that everybody should have an education, everybody should be able to get ahead. Do we provide that free community college so that people can have not only equality of opportunity, but also equality of outcome? This is a public policy debate that we got to have, because sometimes these parts of our political culture, well, they have competing parts of the political culture. And so we have to consider both of those things. When we think of equality of opportunity as part of our political culture, we think of federal financial aid. Should we provide that so that even those people who are born into poor families or have situations where the family becomes poor, should those people have an opportunity to still go to college? And if they have good grades, if they sign up for the draft, if they don't do drugs in some cases, should they get some financial aid, right? Should they get grants and loans and work study in order to try to get ahead? Equality of opportunity. Civil Rights Act in 1964, that's a part of equality of opportunity. Just because of how you're born, it shouldn't determine what happens later in life. We want everybody to have equal opportunity. So again, we're talking about these parts of the political culture and how they show up in public policy decisions. What else? Let's see, number 3 on the list is free enterprise, right? So we are anti monopoly, right? We don't allow monopolies, we outlaw them. That's a public policy. Anytime government is making a decision about what to do or what not to do, that is a public policy decision. So we're against monopolies, we outlaw that. We want competition. We want to have deregulation of businesses so that they can do whatever they want to do, and we can decide as people in a free marketplace whether or not we should, buy their products. Hey, they're dumping all kinds of garbage into the lake or into the river. Is that the kind of company we want to do business with? We have a free enterprise that allows us to decide those things. Of course, there are regulations, so we try to find a balance and a compromise position. But one of our strongly held beliefs is that we should have a free market economy where there's competition. What else? We don't want businesses managed by government, right? This is not socialism. This is free enterprise, right? And at the same time, we don't want one business to control everything. We want options. We want decisions that we have to make, right? Years ago, we broke up the bell, the one big Ma bell, into a bunch of baby bells, and now that saw all kinds of innovation, right? We see cell phones and different colored phones, right? There used to be like 4 colored phones, and that was it. And you had the wall version or you had the desk version. What else? The rule of law. The rule of law. Hey, if you're in government, you don't get special treatment. You can't bounce checks. You can't have hundreds of thousands of dollars of bribe money stored in your freezer. You can't furnish your home with campaign money. These are all things that actually happened, and people who were in government got held accountable for them. You can't do these things. And finally, limited government. It's about having enough power to do the things that government needs to do, but not too much power. In limited government, we have checks and balances, separation of powers, so that government does not have too much power. So what we're talking about here is how our political culture, values, and beliefs show up in public policy decisions that are made in government.